Welcome back to the arcade. Well, it's time for part 4 of the Redzone gameplay. Now in part 1, we played Red Baron. In part 2, we played Battlezone. In part 3, we played Battlezone 2. Part 4, we're going to do Omega Race. Now Omega Race came out in 1981, and of course it's a vector game by the Midway Manufacturing Company. I believe it's the only vector game that they made. Don't quote me on that, but I believe it is. It also used the Electro-Home G05 black and white monitor, just like the Atari games like Red Baron and Battlezone and Asteroids and quite a few other games. So that's what made it a candidate for this board, because it uses the same display monitor. So, alright, anyway, so in this video we're going to go ahead and do some gameplay. Now, the original game came out in, like I said, 1981. I haven't played one probably since 81, 82, 83, somewhere in that area, when they were new, basically new and still out in the arcade. After that, they started kind of like most vector games. I guess they broke down, whatever, and they pulled them, and they never seen them again. But there are quite a few of them out there from what I understand, but the downfall to the game was what happened to a lot of the earlier games. It had a, I believe it's a nickel-cadmium battery. It's a rechargeable battery which held the high score and the bookkeeping and the game settings, basically like the pinball machines of that era. And the batteries would go bad and they would leak alkaline, or cadmium in this case. It's a nickel-cadmium battery, which is a base, and it would destroy the circuit board. And that's why a lot of them nowadays, if you do find them and they're not working, if somebody hasn't taken care of the battery leakage and cleaned the boards up and got rid of that battery, you'll find a lot of the boards that are just beyond repair nowadays. But I'm sure there's probably still a few out there. And the ones that don't have a board, well, Arcade Jason has a solution for that. He has a board that is a replacement for the Omega Race, which is plug and play for an original Omega Race cabinet. However, the one that's in this game, the Redzone, is set up for either a Battlezone cabinet or a Red Baron cabinet. So if you have an original Omega Race, you'll have to get the Omega Race board, and you can get those through Arcade Shop. I'm not affiliated with the sale. I'm not getting any kickback from any sales, anything. I'm just trying to inform you that if you have a Omega Race and you need a board for it, there's one available. And also, if you have the Battlezone or the Red Baron, you can play Omega Race with the Redzone board. Okay. Let's get into, well, first the cabinet. The original cabinet that came out in the arcade came in the standard full-size upright. They had a cabaret version, they had a cocktail version, and they had an environmental cockpit. Probably the most rarest is going to be the cockpit. I don't know how many they made of each, but that would just be a guess on my part. If anybody knows, put down in the comment section which one of the games do you think is most rare. Do you know how many uprights they made, how many cabarets they made, how many cockpits and cocktails they made? So anyway, The controls on the original Omega Race, it had an optical spinner. It had two buttons, a fire button and a thrust button. Okay, mine is set up in the Red Baron with the Redzone. So on the Redzone, the fire button is of course the fire button on top of the joystick. The thrust, you push the joystick forward, and instead of a spinner, you take the joystick and you move it right. It rotates to the right, left, it rotates to the left. Pretty simple controls. It works pretty good on the Red Baron. I'm not sure how that would work on a battle zone, because you know a battle zone has the two controllers and you just have a forward and reverse on both of them and a center neutral position. So I'm sure it's playable, but I don't have one, so I can't try it, so I can't tell you. If anybody has the Redzone installed in a battle zone, let me know in the comments. How does the controls on the Omega Race and the Red Baron, you know, how easy are they? Or are they kind of hard to get used to, or can you get used to them? I feel like without trying it, the Red Baron probably has the better of the two options. But of course, the Battlezone cabinet is going to be better for your Battlezone and Battlezone 2. That's just my opinion. So let me know in the comments what you think. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some gameplay. Let me go ahead and switch it. Of course, it's on Red Baron because I got it in a Red Baron cabinet. But that's the thing about the Redzone. If you only want this to replace a Red Baron, you can disable the other three games and it'll only come up to the Red Baron. Or you can, if you got a Battlezone and you only want Battlezone and Battlezone 2, you can disable Red Baron and Omega Race. So it's pretty versatile. Okay, so here is Omega Race, and this is the attract mode screen. It does have a high score. I do have a high score. I finally made the high score. Now, the only drawback to Omega Race on this, you can get used to not having a spinner. In the future, they plan on support for a spinner. So if you want to put a spinner on the Redzone in the future, when they get around to implementing it, you will be able to add a spinner. Now, I'm not going to add a spinner to my Red Baron control panel, but I can see maybe putting a spinner on a separate box or a panel, something that I can set on the panel. You could Velcro it, or you could put a bracket on here where you could, you know, flip it around from the side or whatever. There's ways of doing it. I don't know how I would do it, but I probably would give it a try, and it would probably be temporary. But nevertheless, you can play it with just a standard control. So that's what we're going to do right now, because right now, as of now, you can't add the spinner to it. But that's a future upgrade that I'm pretty sure will be coming out in the future, but I don't know when it'll be. Okay, with that said, let's go ahead and play a game. Now, I do have this set up on coin, so I'm going to put a token in here. Uh-oh. That token got stuck. We'll just use the other slot. There's always something. Okay, way this is set up, you can either put 1 credit in and get 3 ships, or 2 credits and you get, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ships. Okay, I'm just going to do the 3 ships per credit. Now, the one thing that makes it hard to play on the Red Baron is Red Baron has the machine gun bezel. And the machine gun bezel blocks the bottom right and left hand side of the screen. So it makes it very difficult to get down in here and try to do anything. So what I like to do is I like to try to keep it up on the top and don't get down here. Sometimes you get down here and you can't help it, but I generally try to stay where I can see on the screen. So that's a limitation if you got it in a Red Baron. But it's still very playable and it's an enjoyable game. So let's go ahead and give it a try. We'll hit the start button. And here we go. And I usually like to try to bounce off the walls. See, just like that. It's a little hard to get used to, and I haven't played it in a while, so. Oh, man. Well, that wasn't very good, was it? Let's try that again. All right. The enemy ship seems to be stuck there. There we go. Ah. That one right there is kind of hard to get. Oh, man. It's killing me. All right. Let's see if we can do something here. I'm out of practice. Again, I couldn't see them because of the machine gun bezel there. All right, let's try them again. Okay, for some reason, the tokens are jamming up here, so let's see what that's all about. All right, let's try it again. Okay. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, now that's how I want to try to play. Like I say, it takes a little getting used to. And when you can't see, I cleared the level. Yippee! Got me again. As you can see, it's a kind of a difficult game, probably because I don't have a spinner. Let's try it again. Okay, that's a little better. Oh, ran into him. Ah, boy. Well, I guess we come to the conclusion I suck at all these games. All right, let's try it again. I guess if I try to keep my speed up and just shoot and run, it's probably about the best strategy. Oh, come on. Oh, no, don't get down there. Okay. Whew, finally cleared another level. That was rough. Had me on the run. Oh, man. Got me again. All right. Let's do that again. Well, I had a high score. All right, now this is another thing. It's rather difficult to do the high score on this because it moves so fast. Okay, I might be able to get it. I really need a spinner. Just did make it. Now I can make it to the end. Okay. So that should be a new high score. Now it only saves one top high score. It doesn't save the high score of the day. It saves the, what do they call it? Well, I didn't put a credit in, so now let me play another game and then we'll watch for the high score. But that's kind of how I try to do it, is try to bounce my way and let it drift and sort of don't always work. Sort of drift into range. Like that. Like I say, the spinner would make this much better gameplay. But it is playable. and it does make it challenging. Okay, let's see if it has my high score on there now. That's the points you get for the different enemy droids. And yeah, 40,400. That's the all-time high score. The daily high scores, it doesn't save. It will put them up there. Okay, the high score was a daily high score. So I didn't get the all-time high score, but I did get it several weeks ago when I was playing this. So that score is my top high score, but I don't appear to be coming close to it. So let's try another game. Let me get out of here. Yeah, this would be much better when we get the spinner support. I can really get into this if I had a better spinner control. Because I do remember playing this back in the arcade. This and Rip-Off is another game that is a little similar, but still different. But I remember Rip-Off too. I wonder if Rip-Off would be something that could be added to this. I don't even remember who made Rip-Off. I'll have to look it up. But it was a fun game also. Probably an Atari game, but I won't swear to it. All right. I gotta clean out my coin entries. All right, let's play another game. Man, gets me every time. I don't want to get down in the bottom. All right, well, that's the Mega Race. It's still a fun game. Okay, I must have another daily high score. No, it's not a top score. And as you can see, It can be done, but it's hard to do. All right, I'm getting better at it. All right, there I am down at the bottom of the daily score. I still got the 40,400 all-time high score, so it saves that. And there you have it. That's a mega race. It's a bonus to the Redzone. I like it. I'll play it like it is, but I'll be patiently waiting for the spinner support. So I hope they get started on that, and I'll figure out a way of being able to play it when I want to play a mega race with a spinner. I'll figure out something. Like I say, if nothing else, put a little bit of Velcro on here and make a little box for the spinner, and yeah, that'll do it. I can deal with the joystick for the thrust and the fire. That's no problem, but it really needs a spinner. Okay, well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the little demo of the Omega race, even though I suck at it, but hey, it is what it is. And if you practice makes perfect, they say, so I got my practice cut out for me. All right, so that's going to do it on this video. That completes the gameplay of the Redzone. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We got more coming up in the future, and we'll be getting into some different things here shortly. So till then, this has just been another Arcade Fix gameplay. Have you had your Arcade Fix today?